For those curious, my name is Alexa, although I like to go by my nicknames, which are either Alex or Alexa, whichever one is fine. And today, I thought we'd talk about some cartoons. Now, we're going to be talking about a specific cartoon that I've actually spoken about before. It's called Craig of the Creek, and we're going to be discussing some of my favorite episodes. Now, before we start, the first one was originally going to be like a second part, but I figured since these are the newest episodes, I thought I'd talk about them first. So we're kind of going a little backwards. Hope that's all right. Okay, so I've got my not slight notes, but just kind of template of which ones we're going to be discussing. So the first episode, oh my gosh, these bugs again. The first episode that I want to express on a little is called the Jinxing. Now, this is like I said, this is a new episode that actually came out like last week. There was the whole week was new episodes. Now, the Jinxing, if you haven't watched it, I don't know if any of you have, seen Craig of the Creek or seen the new episodes. But I love this show, and I like this episode because it's kind of in a way like focused on JP. Now, JP is one of my favorite characters on the show. Like, he's just one of a kind, and he's just like this weird kid, but you can't help but really gravitate towards his weirdness and his personality. He says the randomest things, and it's amazing. Now, if you haven't watched it, there might be some spoilers. Now, the Jinxing is like so it starts off with Craig, Kelsey, and JP as always, and they come across this girl, and she's sitting by herself, and they're like, oh, let's go over and talk to her, make her feel welcome, because she's alone. And so they go over to her, ask her name, but she can't really say anything because she's not able to talk. And so they have to guess why isn't she talking? And it turns out that she actually was jinxed. That game where two people say the same thing. Yes, two people say the same thing at the same time, and you go jinx, and then you're like, you owe me, whatever, soda or something like that. They learn that her name is I think Paloma or something like that, and she thanks them for unjinxing her, and then they're like, oh, you want to hang out and play a game or something? And she's like, oh yeah, that'd be really nice, except I have to go and do something. Now, I won't go through the whole episode, but exactly, but anyway, well, I kind of am, but anyway, so after she gets unjinxed, she goes around jinxing everybody, and makes the whole creek silent. Now, she does this because she kind of has observed everybody, and the reason that she went and jinxed everybody, is because they ignored her. They would go past her and wouldn't really talk to her. But I love this episode because it's it's fun, and it's she goes and jinxes everybody by knowing what they're gonna say, but the one person that she can't really predict is JP. And so just this whole episode is I don't know, it's just a really good episode. If you haven't watched it, I would say to watch it, but it's I don't know, I can't explain it, but I just love it because JP. I remember when I watched it for the first time, and I was like, oh, Okay, so a groundhog just went by, like ran by. All right, so that caught me off guard. But yeah, no, this episode is really great, and it's like, it's good because with JP, he's a weird kid, so he'll say the randomest things, and you don't really know what the heck he's gonna say, and that's kind of what the episode is based around. But I don't know, when I first watched it, I got really excited, and was just like, I was happy that JP got to have like a storyline. Now this is not his first like story focus, because there was another one that he had. I don't know if you've watched it. It's with the go-karts, but this episode was really fun to watch, really great. I loved everything about it, and it's just a good episode, so definitely check it out. The next episode, to move on, is called Into the Overpass. Now this one is quite interesting. Also, if you didn't notice, there's a play on word with Into the Overpass, of course, with Frozen 2, the song Into the Unknown. At least that's what I think, but I don't know. But anyway, I'm hoping it's not gonna rain. Yeah, so Into the Overpass is a very interesting episode because this one actually focuses on, now I wouldn't call him like a not important character, but you know, you have those background characters that you only see once in a blue moon. But this one is focused on the Green Poncho, where he's this kid that he guards the overpass for any like intruders or people trying to like cause a threat or any or you know, something like that. And it's just, this is a very great episode. If I could explain it, I would, but you kind of learn the backstory of him, and you know how he pretty much became the Green Poncho. Now I won't talk about that, like I won't go into too much details with that, because I feel like this episode should be watched for yourselves. But you really learn a lot with him, with the Green Poncho, and it's just a really well written episode, and I really enjoyed watching it, and I really enjoyed learning about his, you know, how he became the Green Poncho and just his story as a whole. But yeah, it's a good episode and one of my favorites, and you should also check it out. And the last one the last one is actually the first episode that kind of introduced the episodes for last week, and it's the musical special of Craig of the Creek. I actually, when it was like previewed to, like, you know, when you say like it's upcoming, if that made sense, I was kind of like interested, and I was really excited to watch this before it even, you know, premiered. But I don't know, there's just something about this, and I'm sure they got a lot of inspiration of like musicals, but it's just a fun episode because it's not just like your regular Craig of the Creek episode where, you know, you're going on an adventure. I mean, in a way you are, but now everyone's breaking out into song, and it's just like it's just fun. It's fun, and it's just a great episode. So now I have some favorite songs off there. One of the songs is called, well, I'm gonna say that the song is called "Wish I Was at the Creek," or "At the Creek," I don't know. And then there was one with JP and Kelsey, and they're just like, this episode is kind of like, it's raining, and you know, no one's able to go at the creek, so Craig is having to use his imagination and pretend that he's at the creek, and it's like it kind of goes into all these like different the episode explores like a different perspective, like, you know, what would we be doing at the creek if it wasn't raining. And it's like, it's kind of the episode is revolves around, like, you know, okay, Craig and his friends find a key, but what is this key? Like, what's the origin behind this key? Like, what is it for? And so yeah, the musical numbers are just, they're just great. JP loves hitting those high notes. I'm just gonna say that he loves those high notes. He's the only one that really goes for it, even if he kind of is a little, you know, off key, but it's still great. It's still a good one, and it's probably one of my favorites. Yeah, no, it's just, yeah, just that. I won't go. I won't go too much into it, because also it's one to watch, even if you're like, wait, what? Okay, like, it's like, musicals are just interesting themselves, because it's like, you there's classic ones, and then there's ones within cartoons that you're like, should I really be liking this? Is this something that I should be enjoying? But you do, and I truly do love this episode, because it's just a fun, you know, exploration kind of episode. And, you know, you're seeing it in a whole different perspective, instead of, like, you know, you're going, I don't know, I can't explain it. Like, I know this is not the first episode that has, you know, where they're having to stay in because it's raining, but this one is just, you know, it's a musical. That's all I can really say. So yeah, you gotta check that out, because I can't explain it. It's just fun, and it just makes me happy. Before I go and end this video, I wanted to talk about the other episodes that I actually liked, like within the new ones, and I'm gonna add this as like an honorable mention, or like bonus ones. One of my other favorites has to be Jessica shorts, where, if you don't know who Jessica is Craig's little sister, and this episode kind of has many version episodes within it. So I guess maybe these were supposed to, I don't know if they were meant to be like storylines, and they couldn't really figure out how to work with them, so they're like, you know what, we're just gonna make these into shorts, and, you know, create an episode around it. But it's really good. Jessica is probably one of my favorite characters too, because she's so small, but she's like this really bright little girl, and she's just, yeah, she's a good character. So I like that episode. The other one I can't remember the name of, but it has to do with it actually was after the musical special. It's like Craig wants a dog, and we come back into contact with this character that was in another episode called Bridget, and she's like kind of like she's an interesting character, but she hosts this little, how do you say, not, I can't explain it, but she hosts this thing where she tries to help people, try and get a dog, pretty much. But her musical number, there's a musical number within that episode called Everybody Needs a Dog. And it's actually pretty catchy. It was stuck in my head today. But it's a good one. It's just interesting. I can't explain the episode, but there's something about it that I like. And then the last one is, what was the other one? Oh yeah, the last one was is the last episode is called Time Capsule, and it's kind of with Craig and his friends, and they're kind of wanting to preserve some memories, but they, and so within the episode, Craig tries not to make any new memories, but it kind of becomes weird, but it's still, I'd say it's still good. So, oh goodness gracious, sorry, there's a big wasp over here, but yeah, I won't explain that one too much, but the time capsule episode is actually pretty good. Bobby's in it, which Bobby is a very loved side character. Probably the best. But yeah, I think that's really all I have to say with those episodes. Hopefully it didn't feel rushed. I tried to kind of break it. Sorry, I tried to kind of break it down without talking too lengthy about it. Oh, it's a squirrel. I tried to break it up as as best as possible, so like brief it. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think I have anything else to say. If you found this to be interesting, and you like these kind of videos, do subscribe and let me know your thoughts. If you gotten the chance to watch any of these episodes, let me know which ones your favorites are, and yeah, let me know what your favorite character, who your favorite character is from Craig of the Creek, if you have any. I hope you guys are all doing well and are staying safe and are having a good day, and yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.